So welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Musoma Augustine, and I really want to talk about a few things concerning the conflict which is ongoing in Niger. And we have seen West Africa countries led by Nigeria saying that they can intervene using their own armies. But what I'm really kind of worried and confused at the same time is, why shouldn't ECOWAS, which has been there before, which has seen a lot of coups, which has seen people going through a lot of sufferings, what was it talking about before the whole issue of Niger came into play? And I love most of the time, I really enjoy, even though I know in reality their lives which are being destroyed, their livelihoods which are being destroyed, but whichever time which Africans, whether it's Africans, whether it's Asians, whether it's whites, whether it's people from Latin America, when they are standing up to defend their own countries, to ensure that their own resources are being put into good hands, I really enjoy that. And that's what's happening in West Africa. We are not sure how the military government is going to be led, but all we know, the government which has been in place before has not given its people what they demanded, what they required. And that's why military intervention came into play. And there are some Western countries which are coming into these discussions, led by the United States of America, followed by France. France, I believe, as I was reading this book, not as I was reading, but as I was going through my primary school, we kind of read this idea that France, when it came to colonize Africa, it used a method of assimilation. And we were kind of told that France was somehow more humane compared to other countries like Britain, Belgium, Italy. France were more humane. They wanted Africans to be like them. They wanted to assimilate Africans. They wanted Africans to embrace their own culture. And I thought it was a good idea. And since then, I have been having this perception that France was not really a colonizer, but it wanted to uplift us. It wanted us to understand the new development in the developed world, that's the whites. But from what I've been seeing and from what I believe is going to be true is that West Africa, even though East Africa, maybe South Africa, Central Africa, we have our own problems, even North Africa have our own problems. But countries which are kind of found in West Africa are the most poorest countries on this planet, Niger being one of them. So I've been wondering now and again, then what's the role of France in their own assimilation? What have they been doing in their own assimilation? What did they leave behind for Africans to enjoy? But it was not really about assimilation, it was about looting. And that's why even Niger, as a country, thought it's enough and they wanted to do away with Western powers. But as usual, Western powers are those individuals who can't leave their ex-girlfriends alone, who can't leave their ex-boyfriends alone. And they have found that they can't leave this country known as Niger alone, because they have been kicked out of Burkina Faso, they have been kicked out of Mali. Algeria doesn't want anything to do with them. As I was going through Algeria, I saw that 1 million Algerians were butchered, and France is responsible. Rwanda, they disassociated themselves with France because they played a role in the genocide which happened, I believe it was 1994. Burkina Faso doesn't want anything to do with them. Mali did the same. Guinea-Bissau, I believe it's also Chad. I'm not sure if it's a Western puppet-led government or it's a people interest government. But whichever the case is, we need to accept that enough is enough for France in Africa. Enough is enough for USA in Africa. Enough is enough is for my colonizers, those who colonized our forefathers, that's Britain in Africa. Enough is enough for those individuals who don't want to bargain, who don't want to treat us as their equals, who want to guide us as young kids. Even kids have more dignity compared to what Africans go through. So I think we need to realize that Africa is a country, not a country, but it's a continent where people have a lot of resources, but it's one of the poorest continents on this planet, and it has found itself in those places, or it has found herself in those places because of the Western puppets who are elected democratically. And even what's a democracy? Democracy is defined by the West. That's why even Chinese don't want to buy anything related to democracy from these Western powers. That's why Russia has found a lot of friends in Africa, Latin America, in Asia, and even in China, because they are standing against these Western puppets who are being pruned and grown in Africa in terms of democracy. So for me, I want to kind of give my opinions to Nigeria. I hear that Tinubu, I believe I pronounced that term accurately, who is the president of Nigeria, that there is no reason you should invade Niger because of the Western puppets who you want to seek to suck their D. There is no reason you should do that. There is no reason you should do that. Algerians, not Algerians, but Niger, it's kind of so confusing if it's Nigerians. I don't know which is the best definition of that term. But I believe that phrase has gone. There is no reason why you should fight Niger to please your Western puppets. Not you are a puppet, but you are Western masters. So there is no reason. And even I hear that the former president of Nigeria has some roots in Niger. So there is no reason you should go and fight your brothers on behalf of the Western masters. I really would like your opinions in the comment section. What are your thoughts about the French colonizers who want to bring up neo-colonialism in West Africa? I hear they don't want to move out of Mali, but they have been given 30 days by the military junta in Niger. Those treaties which were signed since 1970s up to 1970s up to 2020, they have been scrubbed by the military junta. So we are going to observe what's going on, but I believe we need to support our West African brothers, whether you are from abroad, where the Western masters are from. You need to support your African counterparts back here in Africa. Thanks for watching. I would really like your opinions. What are your thoughts concerning the West African countries which are rising against neo-colonialism? Thanks for watching. See you in my next one.